Good evening, my friends, and welcome to the next episode of URU, Complete Chronicles Path of the Shell, Anone. The new subdivision in this series. We've been 3 weeks now on Anone, and we're just about getting the hang of what this is doing. It is hot in the UK today. It is hot. It is 30 degrees here, 30 degrees at around about 8:15 in the evening, which I realise is not like super hot in like a global sense, but like, I'm not built for it. I'm not built for this heat. Neither are my kids, incidentally. So if we do get a knock at the door, I might have to like pause for a minute whilst I go. But absolute MVP for today is my wife, who is currently sorting out my younger daughter in the other room. So, yes, heart emojis for the wife. Working hard as ever. In the chat today, we have Spiper, good day to you. We have Dr. Spire, what's up? There's a 90s reference which will never go out of style. Zephyronicus, hello to you. Shroomfi, Platinum Caterpillar, good afternoon. Sleepy Otter, Spiper, and PWJB, our most recent subscriber, good evening to you. On the YouTube, we have James Moores. It's hot for a place without air conditioning. It absolutely is. I think one of the... Oh, shoot. Dr. Spice says it's hot enough. I had batteries pop and leak earlier today. They weren't even near sunlight. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. So, some people say the reason the heat in the UK hits different is because of the humidity. I'm not sure it is the humidity as such, because the UK is not like super humid. Like, I mean, it's quite maritime, so it is fairly humid, but it's not like Singapore, you know. I do think that it's the relentlessness of the heat, right? It's like you wake up and it's hot, you go through your day and it's hot, in the evening it's hot, when you sleep it's hot, your core temperature is rising an extra, 0.2, 0.3 degrees. It feels hot. Everywhere you go feels hot. And so, because air conditioning is just, it's not that it's rare. In residential properties, it is rare. It is rare in the UK to have air conditioning in your home at all. In office buildings, it's more common. I guess you'd probably, I don't know, maybe like it's 50-50. Like, there are no regulations in the UK about the maximum heat a workplace can be for you to work in it, right? There are minimum temperature requirements. I think it's like 15 degrees, whereas if it's under 15 degrees Celsius, you have like limited working, and they have to provide you protective gear and so on, and you can only do so many minutes at a time and so forth. But there is no upper limit in the UK. The only upper limit is effectively how much management appreciate that for every degree over 25 you lose 10% productivity or something like that. I don't remember what the exact maths is. Someone actually sat down and worked it out once. Let's talk about Anone. Okay? Let's talk about Anone. Because the answer was staring us in the face the whole time. Why is my notebook not here? Why can you not see my notebook? Oh dear. Wait. There it is. Right. What you have in Anone, you got some sort of structure, and then you have 4 spheres, right? You have got what is it called? Water Anone, Fog Anone, Space Anone, and what we'll call Mystery Anone, right? Here, let me just adjust that. Right. Now, Water Anone is the only one with a tower in it, right? So there's a switch in Water Anone in the tower. And when you hit the switch, the whole thing rotates round so that you have Water Anone, Fog Anone, Space Anone, and Mystery Anone, right? Maybe. Like, it might rotate the other way around. No, in fact, yes, actually, it rotates the other way around. Okay? It's something like this. It might not be exactly this, but let's say it rotates the other way around. This means... Right? Wait, hang on. No, because water becomes fog. Yeah. Get that. Get rid of that. Right. So, Fog Anone comes here. Water, mystery, and space. Right? So this means when you link in from the book, there's my little linking book, the linking book always takes you here, right? It always takes you to the same spot. So what you do is you rotate it a certain number of times, and then you touch a journey cloth. And when you touch a journey cloth, right, and if we touch a journey cloth which is sort of, I don't know, in the center or something like this, right? Because what's, like, maybe it's important, maybe it's not, but like maybe the little tunnels that lead backstage actually lead into the center, right? I was kind of working on the assumption that the tunnels lead outside the dome because, like, I'm sort of thinking this dome and this dome kind of mirror each other. But in a way, like, actually, maybe it sort of makes sense for these backstage areas to all kind of meet each other in the middle, possibly. So we're going to touch a journey cloth here. So we rotate it, we touch a journey cloth, and then we can continue rotating it by touching this thing, and we will always journey cloth back to now this area here, not the area that the linking book is attached to. Fine. What that gets us, I'm not 100% sure. Like, I mean, towards the end of last stream, we were kind of working it out, and we got, like, a new upgrade. We got a new upgrade for our thing. Check out my astrolabe over here in all of its glory. But we can probably reasonably confidently get back to the scaffolding area. But we've been there twice and we couldn't really find anything. So I'm thinking there must be something more in these backstage areas that we need to get to. And what we were drawing up last time was that we maybe don't know what space looks like. I don't know. We need to kind of get to these rooms in each of these areas. Do you know what I mean? Right. So there's going to be a little bit of back and forth and a little bit of thing. The one thing I'm not 100% sure on is in the backstage area in each of these places there is also another lever, right? Which I will make red again. Right, there's a lever in each, I think there's a lever in each of these backstage areas, right? What I believe that does is it either resets you back to the original organization, right? Or, no, actually, no, it can't reset you to the original. I believe what it must do is when you pull one of these, it must take the current sphere and move it to the prime location, the one that the linking book's going to go to. Because that's the only way that I can marry up in my head the fact that That's the only way I can marry up in my head. The fact that when you link into Water Anone and you hit the backstage switch, nothing happens. If you link to Water Anone and hit the tower switch to rotate the whole thing, and then hit the backstage switch, you return to the linking book going back to Water Anone anyway. And when we've been to the scaffolding area, we've got there by getting to the mystery backstage area first via journey cloths, and then hitting the backstage switch and then linking in via the book. So I think the backstage switch takes wherever you are and moves it to the prime location. And that's the only way to get to the mystery area via the linking book. And otherwise it doesn't. So that's how I think the mechanism's working. Right? What do we do with that? I'm less clear on, because what we do with that I'm slightly less clear on, because we have been to the scaffolding area. We've been to the mystery Anone twice now. And we didn't really see anything kind of like, oh yeah, that's like clearly what we need to do there. That's kind of odd, isn't it? Hang on. Was this jump always that high? That's a really high jump, isn't it? I guess it must have been. Anyway, right, so prime location is currently Space Anone. We've got Everett DePanger in the chat. Welcome back to Weird Anone Complexities. The Backrooms. Dr. Spice says, I remember seeing a vid about a building with so poor air quality and lack of circulation it gave everyone horrendous headaches. It was an EPA building. I'm not actually... Oh, environmental protection, I guess that is. I mean, with air conditioning, the big thing you got to worry about, of course, is Legionnaire's disease. So you got to be a little bit mindful about that. Right. Now, which flavour of Anone is this? This is Fog Anone. Yes, indeed, indeed. Right. So. Now, Prime Anone is space. Fog Anone is the back room. We can test our hypothesis, I think, by hitting this one up, seeing if we move. Yeah, we're moving. And we will see if Fog Anone now ends up in the prime location. Ah, which means actually, that means our back room and our prime location are going to be synchronized again. No, it won't. Hang on. No, because we're moving the whole thing. So our journey cloth is now going to go back somewhere else. Actually. There's a lot of moving be doing. We had the ventilation system in our lab building fail like 3 times last month. Weren't allowed back in until they could start it up again. Ooh, PWJB works in a lab. What kind of lab? Obviously a science lab. Yeah, that did take a long time. I agree. So... we've moved ourselves. Now, this should take us to Fog Anone. It does. Okay, so I think we're happy then with what the switches in the back rooms do. So now, if we go to the journey cloth, we should now end up in a different back room. And this will be a good way that we can cycle through all of the back rooms fairly quickly. Right? So, this one's water anone. Okay. Now, my suspicion would be, right, given that the back room, given that the main room was space, back room was fog, then it's main room, fog, back room, water. The next back room we're going to go to is the mystery zone. It's odd that none of these doors are opening except the one that we found on the thing, but maybe that's part of the puzzle. In any case, so we've now moved the things round. Now when we pull those backroom switches, yeah, okay, so this takes us to water anone. Fine. That's within our expectations. Maybe the doors are rusted shut. Maybe. So now if we go here, this should take us to back room. This should take us to mystery anone. Yes! Look at how mysterious it is. Okay. Now from here, when we pull this one, this is the only one that when we pull it, the door opens. Now there must be something to do in this room, right? Have I tried saying melon? Have I tried saying melon? That is a reference that I do not get. Okay. So this is the only door that opens. Right. But there must be something to do in here. Why would this open otherwise? Oh, it's a Lord of the Rings reference. I see. Unless, now this is going to be pretty out there as a theory. Does having this door open all of the other doors? Because we can get to the other doors now via our journey cloth. We can get back into... Oh, Zephyronicus redeemed, what do you see? Just a moment too late, because we've linked out and there's no way to get back to that backstage room. This also happened last week, if I recall. Okay, right, now we're in the back room of Space Anone here. No, this door... Yeah, I know, second time that's happened. No, this door didn't open. I felt that that was maybe a good theory that maybe once Mystery Anone's in the prime position, all 4 of the backstage doors open, and then you use the journey cloth to get to, and gradually you could use the journey cloth to get to any of the other 3, right? But you wouldn't be able to use the main linking book to get there. I thought that was a pretty solid theory. Okay, yes, we'll go round the merry-go-round again. Those handles on the floor, were they for ladders? Says Azul. I don't know which handles on the floor you mean. But we will have a look. When we have rotated all the way around, once we have rotated all the way round, we will have a really good look in that room. Because second time we've had that hint, you know. Okay. But we have a better understanding of how to get back and forth very, very swiftly. Yeah? We just need to journey cloth, switch, journey cloth, switch, journey cloth, switch. Yeah? We understand how to do it quickly now. This might even be, it might be a swimming free episode. But I'm not going to promise that, or indeed promise anything. So oh, big news actually, I forgot to mention. So I'm always trying to think and experiment on sort of interesting things I can do on the channel or in the stream and so on. And I've been looking at, what are they called? YouTube premieres, right? And it kind of seems like an interesting idea. The idea is that you have a video that you've pre-recorded, but you set a publish time for the video. So you schedule a publish time, much like any video that you schedule. But a premiere event kind of seems to give you a like you are live, except you're not live, you're broadcasting a pre-recorded video, but then you can be in the chat talking with people who are there to watch the live video. And it sounds like an interesting idea. So it's kind of like a live stream, but it's not a live stream because the content's pre-recorded and I wouldn't be on camera live, which kind of means that, you know, I could be maybe a little bit more flexible about, like, you know, whether the kids are awake and so on at the time. But yeah, I was sort of thinking about maybe doing one of those. Maybe this weekend. Maybe Sunday. So, with that, let's say it'll probably be Sunday. I'll double check on the schedule and make sure I don't have anything planned for Sunday evening. But yeah, maybe we'll do something on Sunday evening. This should now take us back to the back rooms. Here we go. Mystery Anone. We're back. We're back, and we're going to open the door again. Once you get how the thing's moving around, you can navigate it a little bit quicker. What was really taking up all the time last week was, because we didn't understand it, we spent a long time swimming back and forth. And so testing these theories was taking like a good sort of 5 or 10 minutes at a time. Great. Now, what is it that we see? Oh! Hang on a minute. There's literally a journey cloth down there. Wait, what? Okay, yeah, I didn't spot that at all. Okay, I accidentally bumped into that ladder. Right. Right. Oh, there's even a little chair here as well. Right. So this is how we're going to get into all of the other back rooms for all of the other Ages of Anone, because we can update our journey cloth right here. That's what Azul meant by are those ladders on the walkway. I certainly did not spot those as being ladders on the walkway. Like, what? Maybe this is something where we got stung by being in first person again. Yeah, I certainly did not spot those as ladders. Do you know what? Being in third person, I'm not sure would massively have helped us either, though. Oh, I guess... No, do you know what? If you were in third person, we probably would have seen the chair down there. Ah! URU! URU! Why you do this to us? Yep. Those ladders certainly existed. Better or worse than the voltaic ladder? I don't know. Answers in the comments. Here we go. When we come to do our Myst... Ooh, here we go. Ooh, no! Oh, I wouldn't get into that. When we come to do our Myst retrospective of all of the most threatening chairs in all of Myst, this one's probably somewhere in the middle. I mean, this one is definitely like a functional chair, right? Does this chair have Riz? It's pretty medium. It's pretty medium on the Riz scale. Like, it looks like a chair that Atris would use. Are those ladders better or worse than the Riven doors? I don't have a problem with the Riven doors, you know. The Riven doors get a lot of... Huh. Right. Oh! Oh, we're on a tiny train! Are we being sent to water, Anone? What? Oh, right. Okay. It's like the submarine. It's like the submarine, so we can go back and forth. We can go back and forth. Right. So this must be the exit to water, Anone, right? Like, oh no, we can't pull that here. No, both of these aren't working. Okay. Onwards then. The Riven doors are hidden on purpose, whereas you're not sure the ladders are intended as a puzzle. Yeah, I mean, I would probably also lump the ladder in Voltaic in that category as well, because the Riven doors, you can see from outside the building that there is another building that you need to try and get to, and you can see that there is a pipe which is like feeding power going off in that direction. So you know that there's a path in that direction somewhere. You're trying to find it. So it being tucked away behind a door is like kind of fine, I think, because I think there's enough signposting that there is something to find there. It is a tricksy one. It is absolutely a tricksy one. I don't remember if we got it or not, actually. We did spend a long time pixel hunting that area, because I thought maybe, because by that point I'd found the switch on the frog statue that got you into the frog the wrong way, and my understanding of the game mechanics was forever kind of tainted by this idea that, well, maybe this is a pixel hunt. Maybe there's like one pixel on the screen that we're supposed to click because there's like a hidden button somewhere. Okay, we've ended up somewhere. Whoa, there we go. Totally bug-free game. Come on, get me out of this floor. Yeah, no, we're still in the floor. Right. Oh, hello. Right, we'll take a screenshot of that one, and we're going to drop it with our other quotes and sayings. Okay, that's not a thing. Ah! Yes, well, we've seen this before. We have seen this before. This is the corridor that we go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do you reckon it's literally the symbols in the order that you walk them in? Could be. So, 1. Then we've got the mushroom with the squiggles coming out sideways. 2. 3 is going to be this one. Then 4 is going to be this one. 5 is the 2 squares. 6 is the box with the little arms. 7 is the pyramid, and 8 is here. Looks like it did. Looks like it did. Oh wow, we have another journey cloth and we have a tablet. Nice quick solve. Yeah, I gotta get my reputation back sometime, right? Sometimes we put it together quick. Sometimes we spend 2 hours working it out. I mean, the important thing is we're not keeping score, right? So this is numbers on a very slowly rotating thing. What do we got here? 625, a very important number in Dene culture. Let's grab a screenshot of it. Like, with blueprints at the moment, right, I have been very, very good, and I have been avoiding watching or reading or looking at anything. But I am really, really tempted to try and work out whether I'm, like, ahead of the curve or behind the curve. Like, is my progress okay for the number of days that we've been playing this so far? And I know you're not really supposed to compare your progress with other players and so on, but like, oh, you know, there is that natural tendency for direct comparison, right? It's like, I really want to know if I'm doing well. Hey, look at that. We are way outside where these spheres are. Where even are we, though? Are we on Donut World? Are we on Catherine's Donut World? That would be an amazing reference if we were. Okay. Well, we've got a journey cloth, so we can come back here. Like, I thought we were going to turn up in the backstage area of one of the other places. Let's check this out then. We've got the journey cloth, so we can get back here quickly. Huh. Well... So we've got another one of these. Okay, and another thing to look up. Another quotation to read. Okay, we can't jump into the water. No. Okay. Now this is where it's kind of the hard part of URU, I find, is when you're like, is that the end of the age? Or is there more to explore there, right? We got to an area which we wouldn't have been able to get to before on a linking tablet. Does that end Anone? We haven't quite finished our Diglett machine age anyway, though, so we're going to need to go back to that one regardless. But yeah, I guess, would someone be able to let me know, is that the end of Anone? I wouldn't consider that a spoiler. That's more just pointing me in the right direction as to whether we should be going back there or whether we should just be moving on. Okay. We are going to look up these three. PWJB says, yes, technically that is the end of Anone. Excellent. Well, what an age! I can see why it is many players' favourites. It's a good age, actually. Yeah, neat. It uses very much the linking mechanics as a puzzle. I think it's a really neat idea. So yeah, I would give that one. That is a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10 age. Like, I think you are well justified if you said that's your favourite age. I think that's, well, not that you'd be unjustified saying that any particular age is your favourite age. I mean, like, you know, I'm sure there are people out there for whom Haven is their favourite age, right? For some reason. I'm sure those people exist statistically. Okay, 230. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Darkness comes at the end of time. Then we have got 366. Hang on, that was number 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Yes. Oh, it says section 3 right here. 366. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that's 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The passing of time brings the past to the present. Ooh, we're going back in time. I watched a really, really mediocre movie the other day. I want to tell you guys about it. If you have Amazon movies, there is a movie at the moment with Aaron Paul in it called Ash. Man, that's a rough watch. Has anyone caught Ash yet on Prime Movies? It's a little bit like an alien horror slasher movie. Anyone seen it on anyone's wish list? It's pretty bad. I'll probably chat about it on the Discord later because I want that hour and a half back. I paused it to go get some snacks part of the way through it, right? And you know how like when you're really into the movie, you know, obviously you can't see the progress bar at the bottom of the screen anymore, right? And I paused it to go and get some snacks, and I was only half an hour in. And I was like, oh, there's like an hour left of this movie. Because I thought, because the trailer looked all right. The trailer looked all right. It kind of looked a little bit like, what's the one with Natalie Portman that was on Netflix? Was it Annihilation? The one with the plants, but the plants are aliens or something. And the trailer made it look a bit like that. And I was like, oh, it's Aaron Paul, it's space, it's sci-fi, it's horror. Like, yeah, go on. Let's give it a go. Bear in mind, like, I'm a kind of guy who says that, like, 10 Cloverfield Lane was a pretty reasonable, you know, suspense thriller, right? Not the Cloverfield Paradox. That was just terrible. Don't watch that. But yeah, 10 Cloverfield Lane, I actually thought it was quite good. But I thought, you know, how bad could this be? It's Aaron Paul, it's sci-fi, monsters, whatever. And then I looked at it and I was like, okay, it's only about an hour and a half long. That's a pretty minor commitment. We're not settling in for Lawrence of Arabia here. You know, we don't have to flip the disc to side B halfway through. And literally, when I paused it to go get some snacks, we were half an hour in. I was like, oh my God, there's another hour of this. It feels like this has been so long already. Question on UK English from Everett Topanga. Doesn't it separate text sections and subsections with a period instead of a colon? Was that a source of any confusion here? The colon is definitely showing the game's US English roots. Oh, hang on a second. Doesn't it separate text sections and subsections with a period instead of a colon? The source of confusion. I'm not sure which point of confusion is being meant there. Sorry. Or do you mean these colons? 557. Oh, as in text section and subsection. Okay, so I read these as this is very, very similar to how you would reference Bible verses, because you would reference Kings 1:5-57, chapter 5 verse 57. So that's how I was interpreting it. Because I also know from like a meta point of view that I believe I've heard, at least anyway, I've never seen any like primary sources where Rand Miller's talking about his religion, but I'm led to believe that the Miller brothers are quite religious, so I was kind of assuming that this was a biblical reference. We've got Oxidata in the YouTube chat. Took me lots of time and patience to solve this one. Good luck with it. Oof. Okay. Right, let's do some counting. Thank you for the vote of confidence, though. Oxidata. We're going to do our best with it. We haven't even really figured out, like, what the puzzle is yet. We're still very much in the identification step for this. But we've not even finished the Diglett machine yet, so we're going back to that first. 57 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The path is folly for those who toil. The path is folly for those who toil. And then 532. There were 25 on there, right? If I recall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, I accidentally clicked it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then 5 there, so that's 25. We're looking for 32. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Roll the stone to know the deceiver. Jolly good. Right, that's all of those. Now, there's one more path of the shell book that we're supposed to get at some point, I suppose. Right, can we go back to our Diglett machine? Because that would have definitely finished baking by now. It's been about 5 weeks. Okay. Okay. Now, what are we supposed to do with the bread? Right? What are we supposed to do with the bread? We've tried. If you just hold it and do nothing, he drops it in the thing. I don't think we tried going back to Relto with it. Ah, the fact that this bread takes so long to bake means that you have like a real problem with it being able to experiment with them, right? Because you definitely need to like know what you're going to do with it before you do anything with it. Trank says you either get it or you don't. Well, we know not to pull that lever because that resets the whole thing. So okay, before we do anything, let's check these areas back out, right? So if we link to this one whilst holding the bread, we have the bread in here. but then it just falls into there and sort of nothing happens. Right. Now this is back on Danae. This room, I think we said. It's 1 2/3 Doug trios. Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, it's doing that thing again. Whoop. There we go. We obviously already got the 3 110. It feels like this is a door that should open. Like, I mean, look, it's not painted into the background. It's got like an architrave and everything. So But the Bahro probably want the bread, right? But what's the particular benefit gonna be of linking with the bread into here? Because I'm sure we've... Right, because he drops it, doesn't he? He drops it down this... Oh! This is the same place we were in just now. Right, because we saw this lamp from above. So, if we drop the bread down the hole, if we then go back to Anone and go back into this chamber, we'll see the bread? Okay, well, we can't link out of here anyway, so we kind of have to go back via Relto. I don't think we tried to Relto whilst holding the bread either. Yeah, these are some beefy diglets. But it would be super odd if the conclusion of the second book you get requires the third book. The other option is... The other option is there a way to get back to the main puzzle? The main puzzle age. This one. Okay, so this one's just notebooks, so this is fine. Do we know what they're actually supposed to do? I believe they're supposed to, aren't they supposed to like reignite the orange in the, aren't they supposed to reignite the orange in the thing, or in the water of Danae or something? None of this looks terribly interactable, to be honest. But yeah. We already unfortunately moved the rock. That's the hole we need. That's the hole we need under there. But let's not fiddle with this too much. So, Dr. Spy says it did do something. It might be worth observing again. Well, let's... Sure. I mean, we've got 5 attempts before we get into needing to have a large segue onto a totally different topic. Right? If we need to bake the bread again, just bake the bread again. It's fine. It's fine. It's one of those things that if I was recording it for YouTube directly, I would definitely edit it out. Okay. We're going to try linking to this one, right? Because this is probably the intended place you're supposed to go. So, we grab a Diglett. We hold on to you. And he's holding his other hand out, ready to go. But then he wasn't holding on to it very hard. Right, and it drops. And we get a bit of gas coming up. And there it sort of whiffs. PWJB says, "Oh my. Oh my." Well, what it certainly hasn't done is open this door. It still bugs me how this breaks the established rules for linking objects with you. Does it? You're holding on to it. Like, you link with objects that you hold on to, don't you? I'm not sure I get it, to be honest. So, like, he holds the bread with one hand, and he's holding his other hand out, ready to link. You're holding on to it, but if you were to move, it wouldn't move with you because it's held in place. Might depend how spongy the bread is on the inside. Because, you know, if it's only being held on by the crust, then if you're holding on to it, if you were to wiggle it back and forth, maybe the inside is spongy enough that the link just decides to take it with you. Okay, so I grab it. Let's try. No. Nope, can't take it away at all. Did I watch the pellet drop really carefully? Depending on the brightness settings, things might appear differently. Okay. I'm reading between the lines here, guys. It sounds like the answer might be to do with dropping it in here. And I'm just not getting it. So we'll try it again. Right. We're going to watch really carefully. Right. I'm immediately letting go of this thing. It scans the bread. It decides, nah, I've had enough of that. And it just drops it sort of in the water. And it bubbles a bit. And it releases some yellow gas. And then it's gone. like, not very much of that tells me, yep, that's working towards a solution, you know? According to Watson, things go with you if walking somewhere would bring it with you, taking a step. It means it can't be nailed down or anything, and you've got to be able to lift it. Spire says, so there is definitely something happening that isn't observable because of settings, you presume. Like, can you guys see it on your screen? Whatever it is. Like, I don't think my settings are that bad. Bonk, bonk. Oh, there's a little blue bar which pops up. Like, there's a little blue thing which pops up here. You're pretty sure it looked different with the last batch of diglets. Oh no. Well, okay. Well, you guys have a choice, right? We've got one diglet left. So, we're either settling in for a long baking sesh, or I think I'm going to need a hint. So, give us a hint on this one, because this one is pretty obtuse, not going to lie. Especially if there's literally something I'm supposed to see here, which I can't see. Should we save the game first? You can't save URU. You only quit URU, right? And when you reload, it takes you back onto Relto. Yeah, I don't think there is a save. I think the game auto saves. So yeah, go on in. Give us a hint. The hint is check your notes. Okay. So that's how we baked it. That's all the non-A stuff. Oh, these go with these three. I should not mix these up. Something time. The door lies at the end of the path. The passing of time brings the path to the gathered. Be still and the path will be made known. The way is made clear at the end of time. The number of the watcher is 625. Gather will find rest when the light comes. The path of the stone is toil for the gathered. The action of the gathered means nothing. Take time to understand the path of the shell. Darkness comes at the end of time. The passing of time brings the past to the present. The path is folly for those who toil. Roll the stone to know the deceiver. Man, that picture ended up super dark, didn't it? So this is the two rooms back and forth, right? I mean, we could obviously try this one with the last diglet, right? Because when we link to this place, we drop it down in here. And if it's going to make like your gassy orange gas, it'll be in there. But it would seem weird to have to link back to here, unless you have to drop more than one in, because we've only dropped one in there. So maybe we need to drop several. 325, 625, 410, 250. I think that's probably my best guess based on my notes. But it does kind of seem a little bit weak sauce to be like, well, this thing that we tried 5 weeks ago that didn't work, we're going to try it again to see if doing it a second time works. So I mean, we'll give that a go, in which case you guys have got about 15 seconds to tell me that that's definitely not it before I go and do that. I'm gonna wait the prerequisite 15 seconds just in case someone does want to jump in on that. Okay, so we hit the Bahro stone instead. Okay. Now, that sort of did nothing. It might be worth starting up the bakery afterwards, just in case. Yeah, alright. Let's go start the bakery again. That goes through here. What do we need? So we go back this way, and we're gonna go and set. Well, this is all correct, right? This is exactly the settings we used last time. There's a 20, 30, 40. 20, yeah, 20, 30, 40. Hit that. Is that ticking? Gradually. Nice. Good, okay, right. We're baking bread. We are baking bread. So, if I were to go, then, to... Can you check the rest of the ovens, just in case? Oh. Oh.
Hello there.
Hello there. Denver Bear Hunter. Hello. They're 4 different ovens, are they? Yeah, okay. That might have totally passed me by. Okay. So that's correct. Are they... Yeah. Okay. We set them all up. Maybe we didn't use enough yeast. Or too much yeast. Or... or maybe we used baking soda instead of baking powder. Still feels to me like the back of that should do something. Okay. So if we go back now to the Anone Bahro stone, right? Do we see a loaf of bread slowly slowly melting in the water? I saw a brilliant TikTok the other day that unlocked like a brilliant like young me memory. Metal Gear Solid 2, and how Metal Gear Solid 2 you used to be able to shoot the ice bucket and it would spill ice everywhere, but then the ice would gradually get smaller as it melted. Like absolutely disgusting level of attention to detail Metal Gear Solid 2 had. So I don't see a loaf of bread in there. Like, I don't know. Are we just supposed to dump 5 loaves of bread in it? Like, is that the puzzle? It seems really weird to be kind of like, well, we did it twice and that didn't do anything. The water does look kind of a bit mouldy and gross, though. So maybe it does have bread in it. But yeah, it does seem a little bit weird for a puzzle to be do this a certain number of times and then it works. You know? Like, unless this particular saying is relevant to this, like 532 itself says roll the stone to know the deceiver, so that's not relevant to this. But then why else mechanically would they bother to make these 2 rooms like connected to each other in that way? And why would he drop the bread down the hole unless that has something to do with anything? So maybe we are just supposed to drop like 3 more pieces of bread in here and be like, there you go, you've had your requisite amount of bread. Remember that this was supposed to be a multiplayer game. Yeah. Denver Bear Hunter says, feeding something? Yeah, well, I mean, I know that the purpose of the bread is that we're feeding the bacteria that live in Lake Denis, because what is a placid, disappointing, and almost impotent glow in the Denis cavern is supposed to be a bright, vibrant, and happy glow. And the bread was supposed to sort that out, but I guess it kind of didn't. Don't worry, only another however many more breads to go. We did hear it splash down here, and you don't see any ducks. Okay, I mean, maybe it's supposed to be, maybe it's just supposed to be more bread, right? We'll bake the thing, and once the thing's baked, we'll toss some more bread in here, and maybe we get to meet a friendly Bahro. I mean, these are Bahro caverns, right? So presumably Bahro live here. Maybe the Bahro are using it, but they're very shy, so they don't like to be observed. They link away and they link back when they know no one's there. They've got a rhyme device, so they can like have a little peer and then go, yeah, coast's clear, link back. This one. Okay, right, we're going to wait for the bread to bake. Yes, we must take the bread to feed Ducknell. A certain amount of times? What about a certain amount of time? Says Oxydata. A certain amount of time. A certain amount of time. I don't fully get that one, but I appreciate the hint. That's suitably vague. But we don't really control the amount of time we're holding the bread for. Unless it's more like the gap between feeding bread. Yeah, Star Shadow was saying I said time too. Yes, you did say time as well, Star Shadow. You said it even more subtly. Though you said something something time. James Moore says don't overdo the time, but the THYME. It's a homophone. Okay, so whilst we're on the topic of movies, we weren't on the topic of movies, but we'll return to the topic of movies. Because I need to make around about 5 more minutes of conversation. So the next one I'm planning on watching is The Fountain, right? That's the next movie on my list. I picked that up on DVD quite a while ago. Never got round to watching it. And you know what? It's like one of those ones where whenever I read the back of the DVD box, I'm like, why haven't I sat down and watched this yet? Because I love Darren Aronofsky. Right, Darren Aronofsky is one of my all-time favourite directors. Requiem for a Dream is, well, this will probably get me put on a list or something, but like Requiem for a Dream, I think is, would I describe it as my favourite movie? It's definitely the most powerful movie I've ever seen. If you've never seen Requiem for a Dream, go into it when you've had a good day, for sure. Don't go into it after you've had a bad day. That's not a good idea at all. Do I have a Letterboxd? Do you know what? I don't. Should I start a Letterboxd? That could be kind of interesting. Because my wife and I, we started working our way through the IMDb Top 250. And at one point... You'll think this is funny, right? At one point, I was trying to convince her to do a second channel with me where we watch one of the top 250 movies and discuss it in like a long-form podcast-style discussion. One movie a week. And if you're going to do 250 movies, that's like 5 years of content before you even need to think about doing anything else. But yeah, we started working our way through the top 250, and I've seen more than her for sure, because I went through a real kind of old school movie phase back when I was in university. So I've seen a lot of the silent movies and stuff that she's never got around to watching, which we have to then kind of go back and watch at some point. Metropolis and stuff like that. Metropolis, I think, is actually public domain now, possibly. Like, I think, even if it's not in the public domain, I have a feeling that people that own the rights to it might have literally just uploaded it onto YouTube. Like, I think it's one of the movies that you can literally just watch on YouTube. So you have 57% of the IMDb Top 250 done and 34% of the Letterboxd Top 250. I haven't even considered that Letterboxd would have a Top 250. I quite like so the IMDb Top 250 is kind of interesting in that IMDb, they deliberately don't publicize how exactly they work out the top 250, right? Because when you look through the top 250, you can definitely see a lot of trends in there, but they do make sort of vague allusions in their documentation about using some Bayesian estimators and stuff to try and get a clear understanding of what the true value of a movie is based on how the people that have voted on it tend to vote more broadly. So, like, for example, and this is all very vague and woolly, and they never explain it, like, fully, so this might also be a massive myth, because do you remember all of that stuff about, like, 15 years ago about how the Netflix algorithm was supposed to work, and it turned out that was all just, like, based on nonsense. But from what I can work out based on reading the documentation, it's something like, if you tend to rate movies as tens and ones, it kind of weights your review less. If you rate your movies with more of a bell curve, then your ratings count higher. But also, it kind of maybe takes into account your average score as well. So if you tend to average out your own personal bell curve at around 6s and 7s, then if you give a movie an 8, then it knows that it's on the right-hand side of your graph. Whereas if you tend to rank movies as 8s and 9s, then it knows that if you rank something as 6, that's not actually an average score. That might be way too over-engineered for what they've actually gone and done in the back end, right? Like, I'm wildly conjecturing, having never spoken to any of the statisticians that work there. But, broadly speaking, you do have a very good cross-section of what I would describe as historically relevant movies in... Oh, do you know what? That made me jump, that did. You do get a really good broad cross-section of what I would describe as historically relevant movies in the IMDb Top 250, right? So, like, Metropolis entered public domain in 2023. Yeah, nice. First time I saw Metropolis was about 2012, 2010, something like that. I had to go to the library and request it on DVD, right? Like, it was pretty hard to find, to be honest. Yeah, so... But no, okay, yeah, cool, public domain. Yeah, nice. I wish more movies were in the public domain, frankly. Like, yeah, it's a little bit of a shame that public domain has got longer and longer and longer and longer over even the course of my own lifetime. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff that should be public domain by now, which unfortunately isn't. But, exciting times though. The Hobbit is becoming public domain, like, next year, or the year after next, and the Tolkien estate has always been very famously quite litigious in protecting their intellectual property. The Hobbit becoming public domain, though, means anything that's mentioned in The Hobbit, not The Lord of the Rings or The Silmarillion or the appendices or anything like that, anything mentioned in The Hobbit particularly, is going to become public domain. And I am fully ready for 100 to 1,000 pubs springing up around the country called various combinations of, like, the Hobbit Hole, Bag End, Bairn's Tavern, Rivendell, the Mirkwood Brewery, like, anything mentioned in The Hobbit, fair game. And I'm here for it. Themed pubs, themed cafes, public domain Hobbit. Hey, Darkfae's arrived. Hello, Darkfae. Good morning to you, good morning to you. The IMDb one has a lot more normal Western English or popular movies compared to the Letterboxd one being more international or less well known. That's really interesting. Okay. Yeah, the IMDb list certainly does have a lot of superhero movies in it, right? Like, it's not, like, clogged with them, but it does have a lot. It's got a lot of Pixar movies in there, and it's got a lot of gangster movies in there. So, like, I think Goodfellas, Scarface, I think 2 of the Godfather movies, Once Upon a Time in America, like, they're all on the top 250, and you're like, wow, there's like 10 American gangster movies in here. And that's before you count things like, 'cause I think like Snatch is in there as well, which is like a British gangster movie. So clearly there's like a few trends in there. Those are all excellent. They are all excellent, absolutely. Yes. You're right. Like, I wouldn't say any of those are bad movies at all. Right, let's throw some more bread in here. James Moore says, Metropolis has some impressive special effects, especially for its time. Totally agree. If you are interested in doing some absolutely classic cinema, right? M is so good. But yeah, a bunch of Charlie Chaplin movies are on there as well. I bought the Charlie Chaplin collection, and that's another one. Right, how many pieces of bread are we going to throw in here before we think that this is not actually what we're supposed to be doing? Okay, I'm going to add it to my to-do list though. Create a Letterboxd account and share it on the Discord so that we can all compare favourite movies. Anyway, I was talking about Darren Aronofsky though, wasn't I? Yeah. Requiem for a Dream, one of the best movies that's ever been made. It is on the IMDb Top 250 as well. But yeah, it's so good. I've watched it so many times, but I just absolutely love Darren Aronofsky. You know, I think he's got the secret sauce. He's not very good with high budget stuff, or at least the one time he got given a high budget. Unfortunately, Noah did not work out. It wasn't great. I think Noah should have leaned more into the really, really crazy stuff that you find in those sorts of parts of the Old Testament, like Methuselah's flaming sword was a nice touch, right? But I wanted like more of that stuff, because there's some stuff in Genesis which is absolutely wild. But Noah unfortunately didn't really stick the landing. It was the first time and pretty much the only time that Aronofsky's been given like a big budget to do a thing. Dr. Spy says, I'm not sure this bread is breading. Check the breadiness of the bread. Pretty sure the oven settings are fine. It doesn't bake otherwise, so it might be a legacy game bug. What? You mean it's not just a question of throwing a fifth loaf of bread in here? Oh, no. Dark Shadow reckons that we're actually bug-free right now. I'm going to put the fifth loaf of bread in here, and if it's not 5 loaves of bread, then something be amiss. Something be amiss. We'll drop it in. Right. You hear it splash. Hang on, before we link out. Anything? Okay. We're going to go and check the lower area. Well, didn't we hear it splash before? So, Pie, I can take it or leave it. Requiem for a Dream was excellent. Black Swan, that was good. Black Swan was great. And what I would say is his most underrated movie, possibly because Jennifer Lawrence is maybe a little bit kind of Marmite, right? You either really like Jennifer Lawrence or you just really don't really like her style at all. Is Mother. Mother is so good. I loved Mother so much. It's kind of considered a bit mid in general, but like, if you've never seen it, it's a wild ride. It really is. I would give it a recommendation. And Star Shadow X2 agrees. Mother is amazing. Mother, kind of like Parasite, when I watched Parasite, sometimes, I mean, like, I kind of consider myself to have a fairly reasonable understanding of cinema and cinema history, right? But sometimes you come across a piece of work which is so far out of your expectations that you kind of come away from it thinking like, I know what I've seen is really about something else. It was really something quite deep here, but I did not understand it, and I need to go and now watch an hour's worth of video essays to go and find out what that was about. Silver Linings Playbook. Do you know what? I've never seen Silver Linings Playbook. That was the one she won the Oscar for, though, wasn't it? So, yeah, I've never caught that one. But, yeah, Mother is... If you got kids... And I watched Mother before I had kids as well. If you've got kids, that's going to hit very different as well. Like... Okay, right. Here's the water. We've been dropping the bread in. The bread is doing nothing. It's doing absolutely nothing. So, we've got 2 pieces of bread left before we've got to rebake. It's 9:45. We're going to be wrapping up the stream soon. So, if you would like to give me another hint for this puzzle, because whatever it is that's being required here, like, I don't get it. Unless it's you drop the bread in and you're literally just supposed to wait. Like, you drop the bread in and then you just hang out for, like, 5 minutes. And what if I just talk more about movies? 625. Oh... Is it 625 seconds? Do we have to... Remember the drawing in the Anone Command Center with the linking stone? Yes, it's this one. Is it we have to wait 625 seconds? Is this what this is? Is it a clock? $3.25, $2.50. Okay, okay. We'll try that. We'll try that. We got 2 more Diglets left. Like, what's the worst that's gonna happen? Unless we're supposed to put it into the other room. And right, okay, right. We're gonna drop this in, and we're gonna wait 625 seconds. Everett Panger says, I'll just say that it's another one of the hardest puzzles in Myst. Right, okay, on my recording I'm 1:40:11. So 625 seconds, right, is 10.5 minutes. If we get to 10.5 minutes and nothing has happened, right, we are kind of out of time on the stream. Here? What are you going to do here? Okay, right. Okay, we'll go to the other room then. Wait, what? Really? But then, how does the time difference work? Because we dropped bread in. Okay, okay. I won't question it. I won't question it. Let's do it. Oh, man. So that means then, yeah, you wouldn't be able to solve that puzzle until you finished Anone. Okay, so here we are. Right. We're waiting. We're going to see a Bahro come up and snap some bread. Snap some bread. Okay. 625. We're at 141.30. So when we hit 152, we'll have done 10.5 minutes. Yeah, now what else did Aronofsky do? No, I'm kind of getting him mixed up, because the other one, the director who I always think is kind of like, he's sort of similar in vibe, I find, but not so much in terms of the projects that he does, because Aronofsky is very, very able to go to the dark place. He goes to the dark place a lot. Denis Villeneuve is much more mainstream palatable, but I always get a similar vibe from Denis Villeneuve. He's probably the only person that could have actually legitimately put together Blade Runner 2049. Like, Blade Runner 2049, I actually, again, think is slightly underrated, because when you're making a sequel to, like, literally the most iconic sci-fi movie of all time, and by the most iconic sci-fi movie of all time, what I mean is the sci-fi movie that informed the aesthetic of every, like, lived in dirty future sci-fi movie for like the next 30 years afterwards. If you're going to make a sequel to that movie, how do you do it? The only way you can realistically do that is to get one of the most visually interesting directors in to make that happen, right? Have I seen the anime movie Perfect Blue? I've not seen that one, actually. Yeah. If only Kadish here were here to use his time travel powers. Should you rewatch Black Swan? Saw it when it came out. I think it's worth a rewatch. I have it on DVD. It's one of the ones I have in my collection. Yeah, I think it's really good. Did it win Best Movie? I have a feeling it won Natalie Portman a Best Actress. And I certainly recall there was a little bit of controversy about that. Because when you're Oscar baiting, right, it is not enough to simply be a good actor, right, or actress. You must do some kind of personal sacrifice. And this is, you know, I mean, often there is some kind of slightly, you know, non-OSHA compliant personal sacrifice that, you know, actors have to do. Daniel Day-Lewis, as a method actor, is a kind of classic example. And there was a big old controversy when Black Swan came out about exactly how much of the ballet was being done by Natalie Portman herself and how much was being done by a stunt double. And then there was this whole thing about how, like, there may or may not have been an NDA involved about not revealing certain things before awards season and stuff like that. And it kind of got a little bit messy, which is a bit of a shame, to be fair, because, like, to be honest, I don't really care if Timothée Chalamet learned how to play the guitar in real life to play a very famous guitar player. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not really that... I mean, it forms part of the bigger picture of the performance, I suppose, but, like, I don't think it's something that you have to kind of live or die on, right? Black Swan is a live-action remake of Perfect Blue. Oh, that's interesting. Jaffrus recently watched another Natalie Portman movie, May December. Never heard of that one. So I will definitely check that out. Aronofsky was a big fan of Satoshi Kon's work and put in a lot of stuff into his movies, like the bathtub scene from Requiem is directly copied from Perfect Blue. Huh. Interesting. Right. James says I need to rewatch all of Satoshi Kon's stuff. Yeah. Cool. Oh, interesting, interesting. Right, yeah. I'm gonna be getting some movie recommendations pretty soon. That's good. That's good. Ah, right. Where are we? We're at 1:47. We've got 5 more minutes left before a Bahro is gonna come and snap at us. So I've oh, what happened there? Hang on. Be quick? Be quick with what? Oh no, now everyone's telling me to hurry, but the stuff has already gone. Right. Baby Zulu, first time chatter. Evening, love all the stuff on YouTube, always a great watch. Thank you very much for dropping by. Oh, we have a few more on the way, do we? Is it... It can't be us dropping them. Surely. Really? Am I glad I dropped 4 more after that one? Star Shadow's not sure that's correct. Oh! Oh! I dropped another one! Okay. Right. So. Take some screenshots. Oh, man. There's enough time to get, like, 1 screenshot at a time. And even then, it's, like, super vague. What does it look like if we look up? I'm kind of curious. I don't know which side we're going to spawn in from, to be honest. Sleepy Otter says, I have a screenshot if you need it. I think... Oh, you think the bread just appears, do you? I have a feeling what I can do is when it comes in, I can pan round and then I could nab the screenshots from the recording? Maybe? Assuming we're going to get more bread coming in a minute. So hang on. Does this make us the grower then? Are we actually the ones that is time travelling? Okay, right. So... Starting here, right, we're looking around, looking around. We've got that there. We've got here. Nice rainbow over the mountain. Okay, cool. That. I should be using my in-game key to take screenshots. That's what they want you to do. That's big key. Filling you with propaganda that their product is the best. Okay, that... I'm assuming that the screenshot we really needed was this thing here. I'm kind of working on that basis, that we're going to put all of those together, and that's now going to do something. So yes, I'll be taking screenshots from the VOD. For now, though, we are at the end of our today's stream. So, if you are watching on YouTube in the future, thank you very much for watching this episode of URU, Complete Chronicles, Path of the Shell, Anone Edition. Come and join us on Sunday evening, where we're going to have a premiere of something. I know that, obviously, King of the Bridge, which dropped today, that was the last episode of that one, and the next game we're playing after that is Machinarium. So, maybe we'll do a premiere for Machinarium Episode 1 on Sunday evening. Come and join us for that, and we can all have a little chat. I will see you soon. Goodbye, YouTube. Bye for now. Okie dokie. For all of those on YouTube live, thank you very much for coming along live. That's Boxy Data in the chat.